You're watching the Hong Kong Racing Show. Andrew Brown and Alex Evers with you to get you up to speed on everything in the world of Hong Kong racing viewed through a North American lens. And we have a massive show coming up for you with a fantastic guest, Umberto Rispoli, former Hong Kong rider, now based in Southern California, and just won the Santa Anita Derby on the weekend aboard journalism. Now heading to Kentucky for that first Saturday of May on the Kentucky Derby favourite. Umberto is going to join us very shortly, but first let me welcome in Alex, who's just back from his trip to the Dubai World Cup. What's up, Alex?
Not much. How you doing, Brownie?
Doing really well. Looking forward to chatting to Umby. I was thinking you and I normally sort of go over the latest news, and there's a fair bit of round two, and we look at Sha Tin just together. But I was thinking this time we might as well just do most of the show with Umby, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know he's a tremendous handicapper, and he's got notes on all these horses, and he follows world racing. So it'd be interesting to get his insights on a lot of things going forward. And look, happy as can be to have my boy, his first Derby pants right there behind me.
You're kidding.
He's on the favorite for the Kentucky Derby this year. And we're gonna call it Derby. You know, we're gonna keep it Hong Kong Central. It's incredible. And the horse to me, like, I don't want to jinx it. I'm not gonna say it in front of him. But he looks like he's got the build of a Triple Crown type with the pedigree, the body type, not overly, speed favoring. He looks like he can kind of sit and be tractable, and he's overcome adversity despite being in small fields. So, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but sport's about dreaming, and we're always dreaming here. So, why not?
100% we are. And looking forward to speaking to him about that and much more about his time in Hong Kong, some international stars running around the world at the moment and all that kind of stuff. In fact, Alex, why don't we just bring Ummy into the show right now? What do you say?
Let's go for it.
Well, our special guest today certainly knows what it takes to win in Hong Kong. He had more than 120 victories there, and he's now chasing the ultimate prize in American racing. Last weekend, Umberto Rispoli rode journalism to victory in the Grade 1 Santa Anita Derby and will head to Louisville on the first Saturday in May as the favourite to win the Kentucky Derby. Umberto, great to have you on the show. We've got a lot to talk about, but firstly, what's that feeling like of knowing you're heading to the Kentucky Derby, the biggest race on the planet, on the likely favourite?
Look, Andrew, I mean, thanks for having me tonight, boys. It's always a pleasure to join this nice crew, nice friends. My favorite photographer in the world, the best, number one in the world. Let's say that. Don't forget that. Look, Andrew, I think I'm very happy to be in the position I am right now, having a solid horse like that. Favorite or not, horses they doesn't count, they doesn't know how to count, so they don't know how favorite they can be. But it's obviously it's a privilege to be on a horse like that, to start in a journey on a horse like that. And look, we're looking forward. Then it's gonna get sound there at Churchill, and everything is gonna go in the right way.
You had a bit of a target on your back in the Santa Anita Derby, Umby. We're going to roll the replay. Can you take us through your ride aboard journalism from your perspective?
Well, obviously from the time then we saw the draw, we understand then it would be a difficult race. We do understand then having that one hole on the dirt definitely is not having a one hole on the grass. It doesn't help at all. It's a horse. Then he has a big long stride, and once he starts to get in his rhythm, you want to let him run. Unfortunately, with that draw, we knew that was a pretty much sure would going to happen. This then going at the half mile pole, I start to think out. Say, shoot, I'm in trouble here, so I need to find my way through. And I was a little bit surprised when Thiago taking back his horse before the 3-8 pole. Obviously, Thiago was in there to make the job for Baeza. And obviously don't want to make Hector on the outside using too much his horse. Martin take the advantage of it, and obviously one was to try to trap me on the fence. I have to make my way through there. I think it's all about, you have the horse. I found a little gap there. The shoulder was in there. I threw the horse in there. Luckily nothing happened. Obviously, I can't understand if one would have a horse. You would keep me there, but he doesn't really have much business in there. So obviously not happy with what happened that day, because you can hurt your horse, you can miss the chance to go in a big race like that. But listen, the horse was a brave. He was a he showed a lot of courage to go in there. He really wants to win that race. And once I put him into the clear half turn, I was even capable to drop my goggle to see clean ahead of me, and I feel it. And he started running for me. So once I hit the quarter pole, I feel it. Then I have a tons of horse underneath, and I knew he would go and get Baeza for sure. So everybody, we were happy. Obviously, that little moment around the 3/8 pole, I think someone in the grandstand didn't have a good time.
Hey, but for you in a situation like that, and knowing the ultimate goal is the Kentucky Derby, and it's going to be 20 horses, and it's going to be chaotic, and you've been running against smaller fields, although the competition is probably better than some of the bigger fields. Do you feel like that's a positive experience for the horse to be able to sit in behind horses, have a tougher trip, and still kind of overcome adversity on Santa Anita Derby Day?
Well, Alex, this is very intelligent what you said. Obviously, the fact that I most of the time when it's a tactic, short field on the dirt, it's going to be a jockey's race. There is no speed, so it's going to be tactical. And when it's a tactical on the dirt, it's never good if you are not on the outside, where you can decide what time you're going to go. But I think in this rumble then happen on the Derby, Santa Anita, I think is going to give him a more experience. He's going to be around 19 horses, so if he's not capable to do that with a 5-horse field, I wouldn't imagine what is going to happen when it's going to be 19 around him. So he's, I always say he's a key. He's one of the smartest horse I ever rode in my life. Already at 2, he acted like a old horse. He was intimidated by anything. He was, obviously it's a big horse. The hole was really small, and when I asked him to send him there, he kind of little bit hesitated, which a normal horse on his 5th start would probably do. But look, he didn't miss anything. He just went through in there, and I think this experience will really grow him up in his mind, and he will probably be ready for once he's gonna see this. Like him, like other horses, they're gonna see 20 horses around them for the first time. So it's for everybody's gonna be the same.
Yeah, I always say, like, there is no sort of preparation that any horse can really get for what the Derby is. That tight parade ring, 180,000 drunk people, a long day, and then the gate is, the barriers are right there against the crowd, and it's 20 horses, a double load. It's so difficult to replicate that. Even the walkover, that you really almost need a smart, strong, mentally tough horse to handle that day.
Look, he as I said, he's a smart. He can have his momentum. Like sometimes he can be upset. He can see something. Like in the San Felipe, he almost dropped me behind the gate. He saw the tractor, then he removes the gate on the outside. I don't know what he saw it there, and he went left and right, and I wasn't ready. Like I lost everything. I lost my irons. I was just a grab it on his mane, and I tell my pony rider, I say, if I'm gonna fall, don't worry about me. He can walk on me. Just don't let him run away. So just to take care of him, take him there. So, and in the Santa, and as well in the Derby, when I was walking into the tunnel, before we come up, to get into the track, he get upset because the guy was taking away the lip chain from him, and he just throw his heads away. He almost throw me out again. So he's smart, he's intelligent, but if he sees something then he didn't like it, he really overreacted, and he's a powerful horse. He can really. So hopefully then, 20,000 people, they don't really. My only worry is gonna be once my Kentucky hold is gonna be over, and then everybody's gonna clap their hands. So I wish then I would be already away from the crowd. And another thing, it's a very important key in the Kentucky Derby. Obviously, is the start. So now it's been a couple of years. Then we use those Australians gates, which they are really tiny. And he's a big horse. So we school him after the San Felipe because he doesn't really like to stay into the gate. He really doesn't like. So we school him after the San Felipe. Michael school him. I would say he did an amazing job. Take him to the gate. That's what a top trainer they do. They know they have a good horse. They want to make sure that everything is perfect in the right spot on the right day. So hopefully then it's not going to be too much tight in there. Hopefully I'm gonna get a good holder into the gate, which I think it's very important, and I pray to have an outside post. So that's the only thing I want. I think I give San Felipe with the 1 or with the 2, the Santa Anita Derby with the 1. Give me the 20. I'm happy.
I was going to ask you if there was a barrier that if you would prefer. I don't know, you can't pick anymore. Like, because back in the day before you came to America, it was they pull the name, they pull your horse, and you would just go pick a gate number, and it was really entertaining. Now it's kind of the old school draw. But
Yeah, exactly.
so
I mean, it's like it's like Hong Kong for the big days, for big races. The owners come up, or somebody from the connection of the horse come up, pick up, and then he gives he pick up with the horse, and the other guy go pick up his draw, which I do for myself in the Queen Elizabeth. So I pull up my own luck, and but look, as I said, I think best draw probably would be from the 10 to going up. I would be happy with that. Probably more up than 10.
Interesting. So while this is obviously a brand new experience for the 20 horses that we loaded into the gates, but you've ridden in the Derby a couple of times now, albeit at long-priced horses endlessly last year, Brooklyn Strong a few years ago. You did have a winner on Kentucky Derby Day last year in the American turf at huge odds. Does the experience that you've gained from riding at Churchill Downs on Kentucky Derby Day, do you think put you in a more confident position heading into the race with journalism, or is it really just a collection of all the experiences you've had riding on big days all around the world over the last decade or so?
Well, I always classify those days like when you go riding Royal Ascot or the Arc or the Melbourne Cup or the Hong Kong the international races, the Kentucky Derby. It's always like what in our football you guys call soccer. It's our Champions League final or World Cup final. It's always a long day. You wake up around 6:30, 7 o'clock, 8:30. You have to eat the jocks room. The last race you run, the last race is 6:30 in the afternoon. So it's a long, long day. You learn a lot. I'm being lucky to be riding in this day couple of times. Capable to manage my emotion, go through such a big day like that. But the only things you have, you study, you watch racing, and more races you ride, the more horses need to start, and it's almost fulfilled every single race. So, but at the same time, it's even good because you ride with the top riders, so wherever you're gonna fall behind some nice horses, the rider you have ahead of you, so helps you to ride a better race when you ride with the good riders. So. Sometimes people say, "Oh, it's a lot of too many good jockeys." So, no, that's really helps because you don't have to be worried about to ride the horse or someone else. You're riding your horse, and then if ahead of you you have guys with experience, just stay there. It's gonna take you there, no problem. So, but you learn staying in the jocks room. There is an hour, and then from I think from the American turf and then goes forward, there is an hour between each races. So, but obviously the adrenaline start to come up. But even if you ride a long shot, if you ride a favorite, whatever. But I think you need to feel that you're born for this. You can't. It just comes up in your mind when you're a kid. You believing you just thinking about it to ride in those races. Say one day I want to compete in those huge races. That's no fear. There is no fear in there. There is no scare in there. This is just the adrenaline, the passion, what you dream since you kid. You have to be, people has to be, worry if you have a fear. People then wake up in the morning at 4:30 in the morning to get $1,200 every month home, and they work 16, 17 hours per day. That's people has really go through something difficult. I go out there, I do what I like. So you don't have time for fear. You have to just enjoy the moment. You ride a good horse, get the best out of it, enjoy. You feel the adrenaline, you feel the pressure. You have to, but there is no fear, no scare in there.
God,
that's literally I feel the same way about what I do, and you dream to get to these moments, to go to these big races, and you're excited. But yeah, there's no fear. It's just the greatest opportunity. In fact, Vincent, when he talked about riding Golden 60 after he lost to California Spangle. And the pressure went away, and we just say, "Go have fun out there," because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, especially to be on a good horse.
It's fun what you say, because that's what Aron Wellman told me before they let me up every time. Have fun.
Have fun.
Have
Yeah,
fun
it's
out there. That's everything.
well,
That's all Aron say every time I ride. Every single horses I ride for him. Have fun.
have fun and enjoy it because it's not
Okay.
forever. It's not permanent. You might not have that ride
No,
ever
but that's
again.
listen. What do you want to have a scare for? It's horse racing. You can win, you can lose. In the game, most of the time you lose, you don't win. I mean, when you rode over 15,000 races, I won only 2,000 out of it. So the 80% of the time, the best the best trainer in the world, I mean, in the country, win like 21, 22, 23%, maybe. He lost 80% of the time. So there is no fear in there. I mean, it's just like it's the momentum. And I learned this with experience, riding with the old riders, teaching me, learn from them, listening from them, and that's puts you in the position today where you can manage emotion.
Umbi, I've been lucky enough to catch up with trainer Michael McCarthy and Aron Wellman from Eclipse, one of the co-owners of journalism, over the past few days. I want to play you some of the tape of some of the things that they've had to say about you. Take a listen to this.
Umberto's very tactical, boisterous kind of guy, always likes to have a good time, got a very good sense of humor, got a very good outtake on a lot of things. So we get along well, and we seem to have a fair bit of success together.
Umberto's just a character. He's come here from a very decorated international career and made his presence felt in the Southern California jockey colony. He's just got so much energy. He's a boisterous personality, but he's a world-class jockey. And his involvement in journalism's development in the morning time and in the afternoon has been integral to his process of being where he is today.
Umbi, when you've got the confidence and the support behind you like you do there, like we heard from Michael and Aron, how much does that make a difference when you're getting on their horses?
I mean, I think for a rider, Andrew, it means everything. So, once they like Michael, he legs you up. When Aron gives you the confidence, the call to the trainer and say, let's put it this guy, let's ride this rider, and Michael legs you up. That's the confidence is there. It's when the trainers put you on the horse. And I would say I've been fortunate to work with Michael for the last few years, and we've been really successful together. And Aron was one of the first owner. Then when he came to California, he really supported me. We didn't know each other. I've been lucky enough. Then Aron is an international owner. He watch races all around the world, so he know me from Hong Kong, from France, from Italy, from everywhere. So it's a real. It's a person that I'm really attached to, and as you say, all three of us, we have this in common. We really want to win so bad, and but there is a communication, there is a relationship there. We try to get always the best out of our races. We try to bring our point of view together, because as a team, you have to work as a team. There is not then I want to teach you something or you have to teach me something because I think you're better than me. No. I mean, we are talking here. I mean, obviously, journalism is the main horse that we have in common right now. But as I had the horses that Aron have, Aron is a kind of owner. Then he pick up the phone, calls you. What do you think? We go short, we go long. Did you feel anything? So what you can suggest? And that's, I think, what makes a winning team. Nothing is. I like it because when you can express yourself, you can give some advice, people listening. And even if the people doesn't listening, but at least they give you a chance to express yourself. So then you go from there. But Michael is a trainer, then you work horses for him. You're coming back. Michael, I didn't feel anything good. Okay, we checked it out. Michael, I feel we're good. Okay, so we're going to go this race. So there is a communication. People, it's a funny because people think Michael, it's, I mean, no, it is. It's really serious when he's at the work, but he's a person. Then he has his character, his personality. He has this humor. Then he's really particular. It's and I really enjoy work with him. And sometimes he look at you like he can scares you. But I told him most of the time, I say, I come from one of the roughest neighborhood in the world. I say, you're not going to scare me with that look. So, but I really like to share, my opinion with Michael. And and obviously with Aron too. So I'm feel blessed to be in this position and having two such important person in my career at this point. Then they support me a lot. So I could just I only can say thank you.
It's funny because I joke with you about, oh, you can ride on the dirt finally, because there's that stereotype that, oh, you come from Hong Kong, you come to Italy, you're just a turf guy. But the turf riders are traditionally the best riders that go to the dirt. And now we're starting to see big dirt guy.
Well, Alex, I never thought that I wasn't capable to ride the dirt, because when I start riding a racetrack called Varese, there is a deep dirt like this. I won over 400 races in my career on that deep track, on the dirt, and people doesn't know. So it's a funny though. One day Ryan Moore, we share some. I like when Ryan comes in town, and he's a legend. I say, Ryan. I tell him, I say, Ryan, then they thought I can't ride the dirt. Look me up and say, who the F say this? Like I love Ryan. He's such a character. People think he don't want to talk with this, but he has humor. Trust me.
Away from the camera, he's so funny, man.
Fantastic. He's fantastic. But even Frankie the same. Sometimes say, and everybody now they joke on this. And the other day, actually yesterday, I have a friend of mine, Alberto Sanna, then he's riding in Qatar.
Yeah.
He said, hey, can you imagine if the Derby was on the grass? You would have been by half of the stretch.
Bro, I get the same.
Honestly, I don't really care, Alex. I don't really care what people think about it. I know I eat bread and horses, like we say, bread and horse racing when I was kid. So I've been riding left hand, right hand, straight line, dirt, grass, polytrack, all weather, tapita, every single track around the world. It's just about to have the horse. The jockey can make the horse go faster. You just have to put him in the right spot. The horse rides the rest. If you have a horse, you will win the race. It's a simple.
I get it.
90% of the time is like that.
I get it. They all go to me. If I shot NHL, everyone goes, "Oh, he's just a horse guy. He's just a horse guy." Then you take a picture of something else. They're like, "Oh, hey, he actually can take pictures." It's like, it's the same fucking thing. It doesn't change any.
No.
Your skills are your skills. Don't matter if you're running on the beach, the concrete, you're running on the dirt. It don't make a difference.
Obviously, you came in with a reputation. You ride the turf. You ride the turf very well. Because obviously, I ride most of the race of my life on the turf. But I start riding on the dirt. That's what the people doesn't know. I really start riding on the dirt. I'm gonna throw you guys some pictures. I really on the deep dirt. And in Japan, I won on the dirt too. So it don't matter. But
Japan's deep as can be.
Oh,
you're ready for Saudi, bud. Saudi's the same thing. It's like running through flour. It's just thick.
But anyway, I let the people talk. So it's nothing else than I can do.
Umby, you mentioned Ryan Moore, and I was watching this funny world horse racing video that came out this week, and a couple of jockeys interviewed at the Hong Kong Jockey Club mentioned that they would choose Ryan as somebody they would want to sit next to on a long haul flight. Karis Teeton, out of all the jockeys in the world, said that the one jockey he would want to sit next to on a long haul flight was you. That gives you some indication of the impact that you must have made in Hong Kong with your fellow riders. How much do you miss those guys over there, and why do you think Karis chose you as the person he wants to sit next to?
Because he's the smartest guy in Hong Kong. He gives the right answer. No, I will understand what you, Bowman, say. Well, if I want to fly quiet, I'll fly with Ryan Moore. But it depends in which way, because Ryan Moore can be a funny guy. It's not always the quietest guy that is the quietest one. Never. I'm actually a type of person that when I fly long flight, I can sleep 10, 11 hours. So you don't have too much out of me. So I can really sleep. I can take pills. I like to sleep, but it's good. I like, and I would say thank you to Karis for mentioning my name. We knew each other since 2008 when I think it was 2008, yes, or 7, when I went to ride my first apprentice challenge in Mauritius. So we meet
Oh,
over there
okay.
for the first time. And he told me the first things he told me, he said, I knew from that day you were crazy. So we had some nice experience in Mauritius together. And then we meet each other in Hong Kong after such a long time. But the crew, the colony I had that day, I mean, at that time in Hong Kong, it was an amazing crew. Listen, Andrew, you know how much competitive is that place.
Yeah.
When I leave Hong Kong, I was capable to bring out all the rooster with me. Everybody in the rooster, I have pictures on my Instagram.
Awesome.
We spent the night Lang Kwai Fong, the nice pizzeria there. They
Yeah.
were all 26 riders in the rooster having a dinner for my farewell before I left Hong Kong.
How good.
So I don't think there is any other rider ever been doing that. You know, how much is could it be competitive, jealousy? Somebody can like somebody doesn't like somebody. I have 26 guys with me there.
Mm.
And when I met that, I said, I don't care. Today we go. Today it's for me. It's not for racing. Forget about that. You have to pick up my rides. You have to pick up his rides. This guy rode this horse bad last time. Just forget about that. Forget about that. Let's go out. Because before we being rider, we are humans. We are men. Some of us have a family. Let's enjoy. And it was one of the funnest nights I have in my life. One of the funnest nights in my life. Because everybody has something to say. The guys come from South Africa can say something. Badel come from France can say something. Guys from Australia can say something. It was absolutely amazing. I have one of my best memories was that night when I left Hong Kong. So, and I had a good relationship with everybody. So, I'm happy. Then Caris remember that.
Alex and I were talking before you came on. We're hatching a plan to get you back to Hong Kong for IJC, and then a few days later, Johannes in the International Mile. What can you tell us about the chances of Johannes going? Have you been working on the owners? Surely, Breeders' Cup into Hong Kong?
Look, one thing then we really like, I don't like to speak for the owners. Obviously, Joe is the one with the team that they make the call and the decision where they want the horse run. But even there, we have a good relationship. We discuss a lot which races is going to be more important for him. I hope the last race of this year will be the Hong Kong Mile. I hope so. I really would like to take him there. Last year, unfortunately, it's very short time. It's a 4 weeks from the Breeders' Cup to ship a horse to Hong Kong, and you go to run one of the toughest mile races in the planet. But I think he's a horse who would suit Hong Kong pretty well. It's going to be always a speed in that race. He's a horse has such a nice turn of foot. He's going to go right-handed for the first time in his life, but we're going to probably prepare him and try to go right-handed here. Have some work go right hand here. That would be an idea. The horse is back in the barn, so he went for rest for all the winter after the San Gabriel. And look, I think the plan is to coming back in Del Mar probably. I don't think he's gonna come back during the Hollywood meet. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, definitely the Breeders' Cup is the main target because we got beat by nothing last year, so 3/4 of a length. And then if there is a chance, if the horse is healthy, is doing well, I think Hong Kong could be serious in the schedule. I really want to take him over there.
How good would that be, Alex? So we've got IJC on the Wednesday night at Happy Valley. You, Rispoli, in the lineup, and then
IJC. That's it has to be our friends in Hong Kong. They should invited me. I would be happy to be part of the IJC for once in my life, which I've been promised once, and I never do it. But there was a long time ago, and
we need you there. We need American representation. I know you're not American, but you've been here long enough now.
Yeah.
I can use the 4 flags. I can use Italian, American, Hong Kong, and France. So I can use 4 flags. I've been everywhere around the world. But yeah, it would be for a guy that I rode there for such a long time. I think I should deserve one chance to go to the IGC once.
I'd like to see some American representation there too, because you will represent America, I guess, as an American-based rider in a way. I'd
Of
love to think
course,
that.
of
It's been
course,
so
I have
long
to.
since we've seen
I mean,
like
Caris is from Mauritius and he represents Hong Kong, so that's okay.
I know Kimberly wouldn't mind getting back over there for a week and
Oh no,
enjoying
she would
some
love.
hog
She's already
time.
there. If I say I'm going to ride the IJC, she will left right away. She say I stay here for a month or two. She loves that.
We've got to do it. Who's watching the show? Benedict, Larry, all you guys from the HKJC, from the Jockey Club watching the show. Listen, let's make this happen next year, or actually later on this year. That would be awesome. Hey,
I'm pretty sure they still have my number and my email. So, guys, I'm here.
hey, we needed to ask you too. I didn't get a chance to talk to Alex before you came on about Romantic Warrior on the weekend in Dubai. Another fantastic race. He was gallant in defeat, but beaten by a horse called Soul Rush, of course, who is the son of rulership. So I'm not sure which horse you would have been cheering on there. I have a feeling it might have been Soul Rush.
I mean, I have to cheer for him. I have to cheer for him. Nothing against, obviously, James and the Romantic Warrior, but Christian, obviously, as Italian rider, I support. I mean, it was a good battle for the sport. I think it was one of the best we haven't seen in a long, long time. We have to give a credit, obviously, to Romantic Warrior. Then by a whisker, there's nothing really, really. That's when you say I got beat by nothing. That the meanings of that for the finish. So. But obviously, the horse coming back from a tough effort on the dirt a month before in Saudi was a really tough race. So, I mean, as a rider, in the way I think, you couldn't be surprised if the horse can get tired at the end because that's absolutely normal. They are animals, and he still ride his hearts off. He's a solid horse. He's one of the toughest horses we haven't seen probably in the last 10 years. He's a whole heart. And but yeah, I mean, it was good for rulership. Like I think it was probably this year would be his last year as a stallion. So and then he's gonna get retired as a stallion. So it was a good for him to have an international Group 1 winner with one of his crop.
When Romantic Warrior was unable to kind of like make that gap that he so normally does when he kicks clear and he gets that opening length from him, and they were able to sit on the top of him, I kind of thought he was going to be a bit vulnerable. Those horses, if they can kind of sit next to him and get over the top of him in those last two strides where he doesn't have a chance to fight back, that's pretty much the only way he's been beaten in the last couple runs. Same way Golden 60 got him, just follow him, and then get over him right at the end. But incredible for the sport.
No, of course. I mean, it's fantastic. That's what you want to see in horse racing every time. Those finish very close, and I think. Of course, the richest races in the night is the World Cup, but probably the most beautiful and quality races of the night. They always the turf than before used to be. I like to call the Dubai Duty Free. It was the real name of the race. I love to call it that way instead of the Dubai turf. And obviously the Shima Classic. You have the best mile and a quarter horses on the planet, and you have the best miler on the planet. So I felt a little bit sad because I think Johannes could compete in that race too. So I would love to see him compete with those big guys. But happen what happened, and it don't matter. The race is gone. It was a good for the sport, and all the congratulations to Christian and Mr. Ike. Then I won a lot of races for him, and I know he's a good trainer, and that's Japanese horses are always tough to beat. So, but hats off to Romantic War and his amazing campaign. Amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Dubai, last year's Al Quaz winner news out this week too that California Spangle is retiring after an extremely decorated career, multiple Group 1s, Grade 1s, and the winner of over 10 million US in prize money. You would have followed his career over the years. How are you going to remember him as a racehorse?
As a soldier. I want to call him a soldier because, it's that type of horse. Then he never gives up. Going a 5 furlong, 6 furlong, 1400, a mile. He tried even the Derby, 2000 meter, I think. So a horse then he was trying his best. He won his best race of his life probably last year at Dubai where he went amazing. It was amazing horse. But I would say I want to spend some nice words from Neil Cullen. The day he rode that horse, the first time he rode that horse, he told me, say, this is a champion. And he didn't mistakes. Nearly feel it. He trialed the horse. He said, I think Tony Cruz has one of the best sprinter that we see in the last 10 years. and that horse, actually then happened, the COVID campaign. That actually, I think he trials him when I used to be there in 2019, at the end of the 2019 probably, and then once I moved to America, I remember Neil used to ride him at the beginning, and then Neil quit Hong Kong. But I do remember then his words say, I think Tony has a very good sprinter, and he was talking about California Spangled. So what you can, as a owner, as a trainer, you wish to have 10, 20 horses in the barn like him.
Bro, in one season, he got Golden 60 and he got Romantic Warrior, beat both of them in the same season. That's pretty impressive.
I mean, that was a masterclass from Zach. Huh?
Yeah, that HK mile where he got the lead. And it's the only way you can beat Golden 60 is gap him and control the pace from the front.
Pundon.
Pundon.
Pundon. He doesn't save you.
No, he doesn't.
He's a great rider. It's absolutely
he's fucking good.
He's amazing. One of the best I ever ride with. Iceman. That's how I used to call him.
It's true though. He just no emotion ever. Even in the parade ring, you just
he's getting hold a little bit now. He's getting a little bit emotion, but I can tell you, Zach is. I do love to follow him. Happy Valley, he roads Happy Valley so well. I remember, and he's always good in position. He's never too much on the mouths of horses. He's good balance, good rider. Tough rider. I mean, pleasure to ride with the jockeys like that.
One of the best you've seen of all time, Umby? Zach Purton?
I would put him in my top 10, yes.
Right.
Then I ride with. I would say I ride with.
Yep.
I wouldn't, I can't, obviously, from the, back in the days, you can't compare because I'm not allowed to say anything. I'm not in the position to say anything to those Mostern's rider. Then they rode back in the 80s, 90s, when, before I start riding. But in the rider then I ride with is 100% in my top 10. And he's very high in my top 10. Not going to tell you what number it is.
It's top 9 though, because Gerald's in there. You can't keep him out of the top 10.
No, Jerry, of course, he's in there. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I got to witness him ride a Melbourne Cup winner, Murray Kane, back in the day. God, that was awesome too.
He said when he won that race, he feel like Michael Jackson. He said, I remember when he told me that. I said, baby, you win the Melbourne Cup? Over there, you are Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson next to you is nothing. That's what he told me. Fantastic.
With the white glove too, the one Thriller glove.
Classy. So classy, Jerry.
Hey,
He's doing very well as a trainer, eh? You need to spend some nice time with him. He's doing very, very well. Very well.
He's got to book you to get on a ride for him. On all the
I
good
do
ones
ride for him already. He make me ride in Deauville when it was like 27 degrees outside, and I mean I talk about for the Fahrenheit, not Celsius.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
Oh, 100 Celsius.
Yeah. So he said, no, don't worry, you're going to enjoy. I said, Jerry, what I'm going to enjoy is freezing. No, but it's good. We're going to have some pictures at the paddock. I said, we can have pictures at the paddock even if I'm not riding. I want you to ride for me. I said, okay. Well, let's go and get freeze my ass, in Deauville, I guess, so I have no other chances. He make me fly from Italy, landed, he pick up myself and Kimberly and the kids at the airport, and we drove straight to Deauville. But it was good. I mean, you rode for your father-in-law. It was good. It was a very good momentum. It was a very good moment, and I really I wish then he's gonna find a good horse in his barn. So good for him.
No, for sure. We wish him all the very best success as a trainer. I mean, I'm always blown away by your knowledge, not just of American racing form, but of international form. So I'm going to spring something on you. The Hong Kong Jockey Club is betting on Royal Randwick, Day 2 of the Championships, Friday night, North American time. It's a big card at Randwick. I'm just going to pull one of the big races of the night, the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Race 8 on the card, attracted an incredible field of local and international horses. I know that you can pull up this field pretty quickly yourself because you just know where all the form guys are around the world. Who would you be riding in that particular race today with the likes of Via Sistina and Dubai Honor and Vauban and among all the others?
The answer would be too obvious.
James, take a lap.
You wanna feel the pressure, Via Sistina.
Yeah, she's a superstar, right?
I mean, listen, everything I remember when it happened, that problem with the bandages and stuff like that. James fall off, and she run loose, and the way she win like a few days later. I mean, how beautiful is that?
She hasn't lost since.
She's really class. She's all class. She rides every distance against boys. She's a very good. As I said, she's a really good animal. Really good animal. So probably that's the horse I would ride. But there is a horse I like there, and I like his name, and it looks a funny horse to ride. It's Buckaroo. I like Buckaroo.
He was one of the Cox Plate favourites last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's been trained by Chris Waller as well, right? Chris Waller trained him as well. So I mean, Chris Waller probably would have 5-6 horses in the Queen Elizabeth. So it's like when I used to ride sometimes for John Size. He said sometimes he calls you. He said, this horse is not top. I mean, John, your bad one is better than the top of the other one. So just give it to me. I ride it. Don't worry about that. And Chris Waller is the same. Sometimes it's a Chris Waller beat Chris Waller. So amazing trainer.
Oh, he is, yeah. All right, well, now we're doing form. Normally we do say bye to our special guest at this stage, but we're going to keep you on the line as we look at the feature race at Chartin on the weekend too. It's race 8 on the card, the Healthy Community Handicapper, Class 1 over the 7 furlongs. And number 1, Beauty Joy, carries the top weight. Been a while between drinks for the Tony Cruz trainee.
Okay.
The number 3, Patch of Theta, should find this easier after being pretty competitive at Group 1 and Group 2 level at his last couple. Number 5, Taj Dragon, moves up to a distance, is a 6-time winner over. Number 6, Ruby Lot, last month's Hong Kong Derby favourite, cuts back to 7 furlongs. And 7, Drobbeg Banner, has plenty of pace he should be able to use under a lightweight. And as we look at the speed map, it shows Drobbeg Banner getting the lead over Invincible Sage and Devano. Umbi, I'm not sure if you're still with us, but if you are, we're going to kick it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you guys. I'm just to try to look at the form and the speed. I remember my. I'm back.
Oh, he's back. All right. Well,
I want to remember. I remember how to use my speed form, my speed map when I used to be there, prepare my races. So I was trying to pull it up instead to say some silly things. I want to be sure then.
All right. Well, take us back a few years to when you were riding in Hong Kong. How would you handicap this race?
Okay. First of all, you have to see where Zach is riding.
Okay.
That's the first thing you have to see.
When Taj Dragon for Peter.
Zach and Joe, they were there. Obviously, they were offered the best horse, but sometimes they get stuck because they give the call away early. So some trainers they didn't like to get changed. But I mean, this is a pretty much competitive race. That Beauty Joy. I mean, between Beauty Joy and Rubilot, look how many pounds difference they are, and that's all about Hong Kong races. It's a handicap race. I can see the rail is a C, so it's pretty. It's a wide. It's not C+3, but it's a really away. So it's gonna give probably some advantage to the speed. It depends how the track is. If the track is fast, obviously going to the lead. If they can make a softer lead on the front, it's gonna be catch me if you can. Mm-hmm. Out of that, for what I'm following on the horse on the races in Hong Kong, looking at the field. It's a horse. Then it looks like it was a real deal, but he didn't run any good. It was a Mugen. He lost a little bit. It looks like he would be the new superstar, but unfortunately something turned wrong there. Invincible Sage is going to carry 117 instead of 127. So if he's rated the second horse in the race with the 10 pounds off. That's a big ask, in going to 1400. Look, I will stick with the Taj Dragon probably, and Rubilot was one of the favorite of the Derby. So I think it's a good chance for Caris. Andrea is riding lights out over there. He's really running. He's really riding well. So I would probably go 5, 6, 7. Those horses at the bottom, they need to prove how good they are to win a Class 1, face Class 1 horses. But, the Old Wolf, Tony Cruz with the Beauty Joy, of course, he's drawing a 9 for Brendan, but it's a horse, then he has such a tough battle on his back. I'm talking, I didn't see any trials, I never see anything,
Pretty good.
It's a really tough and competitive race. Even Yugi's a good rider, so Patch of Teeth is gonna have a shot. It's an open race, but I would go 5, 6, and 7.
Taj Dragon to beat Ruby Lot, Drombeg Banner for third. That's Umby's trifecta. What about you, Alex?
Look, the track has been playing kind of speed inside. It's interesting watching Abdullah go on to the Tony horse and getting off Ruby Lot where he's had kind of success. And I don't know if he can get down to 119. That might be the issue. I don't know his minimum weight, but I'm probably going to go Drombeg Banner on the C course to take the lead, try to stay out. Edzini's riding incredibly well. Devano, I know he ran great in the Classic Mile, but I just don't know if 1400 is his sweet spot. So I'm going to go Drombeg Banner over Ruby Lot and Patch of Theta. Invincible Sage for me, he just needs a lot of cut in the ground. He needs it to rain, and if it does pour, he's one that I would be on. But until it gets soft ground, I'm off of him completely. But those are the ones that I like. What about you, Andrew?
I'm going to roll the dice right down the bottom. Devano, second in the Classic Mile, as you just mentioned, Alex, behind My Wish, who we have discussed on this program is probably the most formful horse from the 4-year-old season, My Wish. So running within a length or so of that in the Classic Mile. We didn't think he was going to stretch out to a mile, Devano. Looked better over 6 furlongs, but has proven us wrong. And I just think Angus Chung, another 3 pounds off, 112 pounds?
It's a lot.
23 pounds less than Beauty Joy.
It's a lot, guys. It's a lot. It's a lot. Really a lot.
Yeah, so that's my little, maybe double figure odds. My little smoky. I think Patch of Theatre hardest to beat. Ruby Lot third for me.
As Alex was saying, I think Invincible Sage, with that, lightweight on the back, obviously Tracker's playing speed and he's going to be forward for sure. If he can't sit behind Andrea or close to Andrea, he would be right there. So we're talking about how much the pound, the taking off pounds is so important in the big handicap races like that. But at the same time, you need a good rider to use it, to not overuse it, So. And it's always a question mark. I mean, it's handicap racing. It's Hong Kong, guys. Everything can happen.
It's so tough. That's what makes it fun to bet. I mean, for me, it's like it's a puzzle, and sometimes the best horse doesn't win every time. It's really
well. I would say the 75% of the favorite every time he hits the board in Hong Kong. So, but in those Class 1s, I see so many. Like Andrew was saying, like horses like Devano is getting like 23 pounds less than Beauty Joy. It's a lot.
Is he going to go forward? Is he going to go back and make the one run again? That was the shock for me in the Classic Mile where they just took back and made one.
That little weight, you don't have to send him really forward, but you have a beautiful gate. It's a 3. It's a perfect. You have Andrea outside is going to probably go. You're going to have Invincible Sage from the inside. You're just going to sit in the pocket there, and then just probably before to come off the stretch, you pull up your legs and use your buck. I mean, use your weight there. You don't need to go like head to head with Invincible Sage, be a rabbit for the others. Sometimes, you think I'm going to make them feel in the weight, but if the horse is not that good enough, even with the 20 pounds, it's no sense to send him forward like that. So that's pretty much what I would do. Sit in the pocket. If there is a speed ahead of me, pull my legs out before the stretch. Catch me if you can.
Let's go. We should have a little side bet between the three of us. See how we all go with our.
Hey, you guys like gamble. I don't like gamble. So
that's the right answer.
I refer to Alex as a bit of a sick junkie punter because he's texting me at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, Sunday morning.
He becomes a Chinese. Seems he go over there. Look, you see his eyes.
Yeah.
He become a Chinese.
Hey,
As soon as when he
I know. I
comes
like.
back to the border in America, say I'm from mainland China. He's gonna say. I'm telling you.
I got all the red packets. I got the Lycée. I know.
You got it, Lycée.
Hey,
Huh?
the Duole, you know.
For the Chinese
all
New
that.
Year, how many red pockets you get? You
I-
didn't
they-
bring anything to Daddy, huh?
Winford gave me a nice one. You know, he gave me a good one. It was good.
That's the best time of the year to be out there.
Oh, it's
Con
fun, man. I
choy,
love
con
it out there.
choy, and they give you the
Con
red pocket. Huh?
Especially as the Guaylo, they love it. You know.
Wow.
I remember well. That's the good things. That day, all the wives' jockeys they go to the track, and I can tell you they come back with the bags of red pocket every time.
That's where you bring the big designer bag, the tote bag with you to the track that day.
Exactly. You go there. They go there with two bags, one for personal items, and the other one is to carry the red pocket home.
That's cool. Hey, Umbi, got to thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you,
this
brother.
show. You've been absolutely awesome. We've covered the Santa Anita Derby, Kentucky Derby, Dubai, Hong Kong racing, Australian racing. We've covered it all here. You should have your own podcast one day. I reckon that might be.
I will. I know. I'm pretty sure I'm working it. So I would love to do that one day. I would love, but not now. No, I'm busy. Now I'm busy.
Fair enough. You're certainly going to be busy over the next few weeks, and we really appreciate your time talking about journalism. We're really excited for you. We're going to be rooting for you between now and
Thank you, guys.
First Saturday in May. And thanks for coming on the show, Alex. As always, thanks for being an awesome co-host.
Big co-host, Umbi. You see that? Good co-host.
You can do everything.
There we go.
You can do absolutely everything, Alex. You know that.
Just can't ride thoroughbreds in races though. I know what it's like to carry 25 extra pounds of weight around. You know.
Have you ever tried?
No, pure athlete though. I probably could do it.
How do you know?
Height and weight is probably the biggest factor. If we get a media race going, I guarantee I'll take it. No risk about that.
In Europe, they do those things. Huh? Watch out. So you must.
I have the best. I have the best coach.
Huh?
I have the best coach in you. Half Italian. Forget about it. No way I lose.
Easy money.
Easy.
Alex on the back of a thoroughbred. That's something to look forward to.
Oh, I would love to see that.
You would see the most elite celebration you've ever seen in your life.
Umbi will be there taking photos of you celebrating.
I will be there.
Hey, and then I would text you right after. Did you get that? You get that? Send me those pictures.
He needs to teach me how to use, his remote. Once he has his long
all the
snipe,
different
at the same
buttons.
time I have to go headshot with him. Fantastic. By the way, I saw your interview with Fenella. It was phenomenal.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate
Nice.
that. That was wonderful.
She's lovely.
She's the best. She's awesome.
lovely.
So good.
Lovely.
That was. He's popular, Alex, isn't he?
No.
Listen, did you see when he go to Japan?
That's true.
Tom Cruise, who? Look when he goes to Japan. Alex. It's a famous like horses. They wait for him with the name on it. They take pictures, want to take selfie with him. It's famous. It's a legend.
I tell Kelly I'm big in Japan. I don't know what to say.
Just, don't forget to tell your main client here that you're going to be here for the Kentucky Derby. So if somebody thinks that Alex is working in Hong Kong, he's back in the United States and he's going to be at the Kentucky Derby.
Clip it. 5 weeks at home, Triple Crown. Journalism behind the scenes story. We're gonna find something to do behind the scenes.
We don't know. Let's go through first the 3rd of May, and then we think about it later.
All right, boys.
All right, guys, that was awesome. Thanks so much, and thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next week on the Hong Kong Racing Show. Everybody cheer for Umbi over the next few weeks as he takes journalism all the way to the Kentucky Derby. Good luck, Umbi. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Goodbye.